a video has resurfaced, and it just blew up an entire franchise, possibly even 2 franchises. In it, Taylor Frankie Paul is seen screaming, hitting, and even throwing bar stools at her boyfriend while her child is present. And yes, her child was struck by one of those stools. But this is where it gets really twisted, because this video is not new. It's from 2023, which means not only is this child now being forced to relive this, but this video is absolutely everywhere. This video made an appearance just days before Taylor's biggest TV moment, the new Bachelorette season. This video was a part of her known arrest back in 2023. So why didn't this video come out then? And who decided to leak it now? On season 1 of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, we first met Taylor, the founder of a Mormon TikTok group called Momtok. The focus of the show began with the aftermath of a soft swinging scandal. I have a whole video explaining what Momtok is. I will link it in the description below. It's actually interesting to rewatch some of the scenes now that we've had more details from this video about her arrest. Taylor in episode 1 is shown moving on after the scandal and her divorce. But soon after filming starts, Herman police respond to a domestic violence call. Someone called in saying that they heard a woman screaming. The police report states that the police had probable cause to arrest Taylor for misdemeanor charges of assault, criminal mischief, and commission of domestic violence in the presence of a child. We see the body cam footage of Taylor's arrest and know that the person she was fighting with was her boyfriend at the time, Dakota. The show filming for Mormon Wives is paused for 11 months, but then does resume. Taylor briefly talks about what the result was of her charges.
I ended up being charged with aggravated assault with 3 years of probation.
And the other charges were dismissed. But they don't really address the details of what those other charges entailed. After the 2023 argument, there was an investigation where felony assault charges were brought against Taylor. During the argument shown in the video, when you looked into those charges, it showed that Taylor had allegedly thrown 2 heavy metal chairs, and a third metal chair that was thrown hit her child. Yet, filming kept going. And we continued to see Taylor, pregnant with Dakota's baby, navigating her toxic relationship with Dakota on multiple seasons of the Mormon Wives show. Looking back, knowing the video that was leaked from that incident, from a viewer perspective, it was absolutely horrible to watch. It's crazy to think that that didn't cancel the show. It didn't make them change the storyline. It didn't make them take out Taylor. And after seeing the video, it also changes the lens in certain scenes. In season 1 with Whitney, she was frustrated with how Taylor seemed to be forgiven, thinking she wasn't as easily forgiven for her RSV video.
Wait, forgiveness for what?
Just like the RSV video.
Rewatching, that RSV video seems so much less significant compared to Taylor's now viral video. The whole Taylor versus Whitney dynamic, like Whitney not attending her baby shower.
She's not coming. Wait, what? Because you guys don't have a friendship.
Whitney is very much made the villain in the first season. And from a production standpoint, that feels odd now. They turned the focus on making this other person the villain. During the Truth Box scene, we also see Demi call out Taylor. I still don't like Demi, just want to get that straight.
Calling Taylor white trash.
Well, I mean, the whole swinging thing was trashy.
Sure, we got that down. What else?
No, a lot of what we have seen, like your TikToks and like the
But it's almost like Taylor is untouchable in a way when the other girls aren't. She says that she took accountability, but I don't think these women would have defended her as much as they did on this show if they had seen this video, which they claim they had not seen until the rest of the world had. It now also surprises me how much in season 2, how they just kept filming Taylor and Dakota's constant back and forth, the drama, the explosive fights. They really leaned into their toxic dynamic and profiting off of Taylor's chaotic behavior most of the time. The only time they reacted to anything was when Hulu actually paused filming more recently for a different incident. Yes, a different incident. Around when season 4 released, it was announced that filming for season 5 was paused. And this was because there was another domestic assault investigation that involved both Taylor and Dakota in February. It was labeled as serious and significant enough to interrupt filming. Yet knowing that Taylor and Dakota have this past with their behavior, it still wasn't enough to stop filming them permanently. Also, just to mention, soon after this information was released was when this 2023 video was also released. Coincidence? Let's talk about who could have leaked the video and why. A lot of people speculated that Dakota leaked the video, mostly because he was the one that filmed the 2023 video with his phone. Bachelorette was about to come out, and Dakota likes to sabotage Taylor. After this recent domestic assault claim, Dakota filed a protective order detailing what happened in the February incident recently, saying that this happened in Taylor's home with their son present and that Taylor choked him and struck him. So was this him ending the cycle, breaking away from Taylor? The fact that he's doing this makes it seem like he was done. He was done with this entire dynamic. Some were also speculating that Dakota was trying to sabotage Taylor's Bachelorette season. This was like his revenge. But there's another side to this that made people question if it was him at all or something else was going on entirely. Let me explain. When season 4 premiered, the season 3 reunion had set up this storyline that Taylor was flirting with Chase. I don't know, I didn't buy it, but it felt like Taylor and Dakota were over at least. It made sense. She was gearing up to film The Bachelorette, flirting with this guy on TikTok who flew out to see her. But then, of course, Dakota resurfaces. It felt very intentional as well. They acted like it was Jordan who was bringing him back in for dad talk, but it felt very calculated how they just kept bringing him, making Taylor and Dakota interact in some way. I don't want to see Taylor and Dakota together just as much as I don't want to see dad talk at all. But the pattern reemerges. Taylor and Dakota fight.
A girl says hi to me and you cry about it. So it's like, I don't understand how you come at me for anything.
When did that happen?
Yeah, that's my face too. And then they end up sleeping together. We even find out that the day before she leaves to go film The Bachelorette, that she is still sleeping with Dakota. She's very much struggling mentally, but even when she does get on a plane and shows up to film, she's talking to Dakota until her phone is taken away. On the very end of season 4, Dakota says that Taylor mentioned that she was ovulating when they last hooked up.
So she could be pregnant. Is she going to be a pregnant bachelorette?
We are left on the cliffhanger of Taylor getting asked if she is pregnant. Way to really lean into this chaos, Hulu. So back to the comments made about Dakota's recent altercation with her. This incident would mean that right before the season would air, we would already know the outcome of Taylor being on The Bachelorette. We now know that Dakota and Taylor got back together in some way, and now it's been shown that Taylor was going into The Bachelorette filming still tied to Dakota. So that made me wonder, did she spoil her season and that made someone leak the video too? Did that piss off someone at the network? Because the whole fun of The Bachelorette is you have to wonder, who did she pick? Did they live a happily ever after? And now that was ruined. Or was this just simply Dakota getting his revenge? Whatever the reason, I actually don't care who leaked it. And I also don't have a side that I pick between Dakota and Taylor. I pick her kid's side. Her kid is the one who's going to have to relive the trauma of what happened to her in that video. And maybe she doesn't even really remember it. She was little, and now it's everywhere. It's on the internet. It's public. That's horrible. Taylor's ex is now also filing for custody of their kids, claiming he hadn't seen that video before either. Really, it'll come out eventually who leaked it, but whatever the goal was of that person releasing it, the fallout has been insane. ABC canceled the premiere and is losing millions. They are now even trying to go after Taylor legally because of this. But on the other side, Taylor is saying this is not new information and is lawyering up as well. They didn't do their research. It's a huge mess. And for those people who watched season 1, like I did, when I had heard the part where she had the investigation of the felony assault, it stated that the charges were dismissed. So to me, I thought Hulu must have done their due diligence and decided to keep filming Taylor, accepting the risk because they had a good reason to. To me, that meant that the situation, it sounded bad, but it couldn't have been that bad. Now I feel dumb for thinking that. Seeing the video completely changed changed my perspective. Also, this was season 1 of a show when they filmed this that hadn't popped off yet when that incident had happened. They could have, on episode 1, scrapped her scenes and focused on the rest of Momtok. They could have mentioned the swinging scandal, mentioned that she got arrested. She should have stepped out of the spotlight right then, and they should have stopped filming her. So I guess I take accountability for expecting a big network to do their research. 2 networks, actually. ABC and Hulu both invested their money, their business, their brand into Taylor Frankie Paul, and then got mad when an old video, they're mad that it ruined both shows overnight. ABC will have to deal with the fallout of pulling the show, and Hulu will have to decide what to do next with Momtok, because this affects the secret lives of Mormon wives as well. I don't think Momtok should survive this scandal. Let me know what you think about this. I was horrified by seeing the video. Seeing it versus reading about her charges were 2 totally different things for me. But now I'm wondering, what will this do to reality TV? I think this will greatly impact reality TV. I'm wondering if The Bachelorette is going to even be a thing anymore. And Momtok, the whole Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, is that going to still be a thing? I don't know. I know they have spin-offs, but this was a really huge scandal that broke the internet and broke 2 franchises. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. And also, this is my QR code to my Snapchat. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!